Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the class. We have discussed about the ways of participation in a democratic government, and the most important way of participation is the participation in the process of election through uh, right to vote. And then we have discussed about other ways of participating. And the other ways of participating are uh, various ways, such as dharna, rallies, strikes, signature campaign. We have discussed all these things. In any way, if we are taking interest in the work of the government, then we are participating in the politics. Okay, so there are various ways through which we participate in the politics. In this regard, we will also see there is another way of participation. And in a democracy, what happens is that all the people have rights, and all the people want to be treated equally. Okay, but what happens that many sections of the people are not able to participate in the process of the government, and they are being treated unequally, and in this way these people, in order to participate, what they do, they organize themselves into social movements. So uh, it is also a kind of participation when people organize themselves into social movements, and this the aim of these social movements is to challenge the government and its functioning. So this is an important way to participate in the government. Members of the minority community, Dalits, Adivasis, women, and others are often able to participate in this manner. In our society, though democracy establishes equality, it is based on the principle of equality and freedom. But in actual practice, what we experience that there are many sections in the society. For example, the minority community. Minority community means, what do you mean by minority community? The community whose number is comparatively less than other communities in the society. This type of community is called minority community, and this minority community can be on the basis of religion, or it can also be on the basis of language. Suppose in our country, the Muslims are minority religious community. They are minority community on the basis of religion. Okay, so this is the called minority community. So in our society there are minority communities. Then Dalits are there. Huh? You have read about Dalits na? In the previous chapter when we were discussing the story of B.R. Ambedkar, when he was 9 year old and he was to reach to his father's workplace. At that time, he experienced uh, discrimination by the people of the society, and this discrimination was on the basis of caste. He belonged to Mahar community, and this community was considered as untouchable. So Dalits are the those low caste uh, people are called Dalits. Then Adivasis are there, who are tribal people who live in forest. Other than Dalits, minority community, and Adivasis, women are also one of the sections of society which suffers from the exploitation, which becomes there is a section of society. Women constitute a section of society who becomes the victim of exploitation and a victim of injustice. So these people participate in the process of government by organizing themselves into social movements. And the aim, what is the goal of these social movement? These social movement uh, aims to challenge the government and its functioning. Why they want to challenge the government and its functioning? Because they are not equally treated. They are facing a lot of trouble in their day-to-day life because of their position, because they belong to minority community, or they belong to Dalits or Adivasis or women. That is the main reason of their problems in their day-to-day life. But the government is not solving this problems. That is why they are challenging the government and its functioning. So we can say that the people of the country, if the people of the country are alert and they are interested in how the country is run, they are interested in the functioning of the government, they are aware about whatever decisions are being taken by the government, and what will be the impact of that decision. If they are aware of all these things, then the country will remain democratic. This is the main mm, requirement. This is the main requirement for a country to be a democratic country, because democracy is democracy cannot be established only by the rules and regulations. Democracy cannot be established only by the provisions of the Constitution. Democracy will be established only when the people of the country are aware. They are aware of the governmental functioning, they are aware of their rights, and they have the courage to raise their voice against any kind of exploitation or injustice. So it's not that when we see that people are sitting on dharna and they are taking out a rally, it's not a bad thing. It's a method of participation of people in the politics. So it is good if people are organizing a rally, if people are sitting on dharna. It's not bad for democracy. Actually, our democracy becomes stronger by these participation of the people. If the people are protesting, then it means that people are aware. And if the people are not protesting, they are accepting all the decisions of the government, it means that people are not aware of the political functioning of the government. Okay, so dharnas, rallies, strikes, all these are healthy thing for a democratic government. Then only democracy can be real and meaningful. So this is important. These are the important ways of participation. Now we will see that democratic government always tries to resolve conflict. So first of all, we will understand about the conflict. When we were our book started with the story of Maya, and in this story we saw that there was conflict. The conflict was between the people who were the original inhabitants of Africa who were called blacks, and the white people who were the colonial colonial people who established their colony in the in South Africa. So there was a conflict between these two people, and the reason of conflict was language. The black people were protesting against the use of African language, and the white people were promoting African language, and all the instructions in the schools were given in the African language. And the black people wanted their own Zulu language. They wanted the promotion, and they wanted that all the instructions in the schools must be given in the language of Zulu. So there was a conflict of interest. There were two groups, whites and blacks, and between these two groups, what we see that there was a conflict. And because of this conflict, what happened that the black people started protesting against the government. In order to put pressure on the government to change the medium of instructions, the people started protesting against the decision of the government regarding the language. But as that government was not a democratic government. So what happened? This protest was crushed brutally. बहुत ही ब्रूटल तरीके से, बहुत ही निर्ममता के साथ इस प्रोटेस्ट को सप्रेस किया गया, दबाया गया। ठीक है, पुलिस ने क्या किया, गोली चलाई। और इस गोली में कौन मरा, एक 14 साल का बच्चा, 15 साल का जो बच्चा था, वो जब उन शूटिंग करते हैं पुलिस वाले, तो उसको लग जाती है गोली और उसकी डेथ हो जाती है। तो इन दिस type of government, when the government is not democratic, we find that because of conflict between the two groups, what happened? It led to violence, and this violence caused so many deaths of people. So it is very natural that conflict will always arise whenever two or more different groups of people are living together. Then, in that case, conflict is natural. Okay, so if the government is democratic, then it tries to resolve this conflict in a peaceful manner. Okay, so we can see that now I'm reading the text. Conflicts occur when people of different culture, religion, regions, or economic background do not get along with each other, or when some among them feel they are being discriminated against. So, why conflict occur? Because people of different culture, people of different religion, people of different regions, and people of different economic backgrounds are living together. And uh, the decisions which are taken by the government is such that it is beneficial for some groups, but it is not beneficial for some groups, and it may be harmful for some groups also. ओके, तो जो भी गवर्नमेंट डिसीजंस लेती है उसके तीन इफेक्ट हो सकते हैं। या तो वो किसी ग्रुप के लिए बहुत ही बेनिफिशियल हो सकता है, या किसी ग्रुप पे कोई भी उसका इम्पैक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा, कोई असर उसका नहीं पड़ेगा, या फिर ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि गवर्नमेंट के उस डिसीजन से किसी ग्रुप को नुकसान हो रहा है। तो इन दिस सिचुएशन व्हाट हैपेंस दैट द ग्रुप who is having harmful effect by the decision of the government, and the group which is benefited by the decision of the government, come in conflict with each other, उनके बीच में conflict हो जाता है. And many times it happens that people may use violent means to settle their differences. Differences, uh, whatever differences arise between any of the groups, uh, many times people want to settle this conflict by using violence. And because of this, what happens, there is an atmosphere of fear and tension. Whoever is living in that area, in that region where this type of conflict is there, and this conflict may take a violent turn, then people are full of fear and tension. And in this situation, it is the responsibility of the government to resolve the conflicts in a peaceful manner. So, conflicts will be there, but these conflicts should not be resolved by the use of violence. It should be resolved by peaceful manner. Now we will read about some of the conflicts which exist in our society and the role of the government in resolving them. Okay. Now we can see that religious processions and celebration can sometimes lead to conflict. In our country, people of different religion are living together, like Hindus, Muslims, Sikh, Christians, Buddhists, Jainis, Parsis, all are living in our country. Okay, and every religion has their own festivals and their own way of celebration, and many times religious processions are taken out. Okay, and what happens that these religious processions are taken out through the route, through whatever route it is being taken out, there may be some conflict arise in the route, because there may the route, रास्ते में जो रीजंस पड़ रहे हैं, हो सकता है उसमें किसी और रिलीजन को मानने वाले लोग रहते हैं. तो वैसे में क्या होता है कि मेनी टाइम उसमें कॉन्फ्लिक्ट की बहुत ज़्यादा पॉसिबिलिटी होती है. जैसे हमारे यहाँ मुहर्रम का निकलता है, जुलूस निकलता है. ओके, उसमें कई बार कभी-कभी मतलब उसकी जो रूट होती है, अगर वो हिंदू इलाके से गुजर रहा हो, तो एट दैट टाइम इट मे लीड टू अ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. या फिर जैसे जो हमारे फेस्टिवल्स होते हैं हिंदुओं के, उसमें क्या होता है, जो आइडल है गॉड के, गॉडेसेस के, उनको जब इमर्सन के लिए ले जाया जाता है नदी में, तो जो प्रोसेशन निकलता है उसके दौरान, हाँ, ड्यूरिंग दैट प्रोसेशन अगर वो किसी मुस्लिम मेजोरिटी वाले रीजन से गुजर रही हो, तो वहाँ पे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो सकता है. तो इस तरह के जो सिचुएशंस हैं वो कभी भी अराइज हो सकते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि हमारी कंट्री में डिफरेंट रिलीजन को मानने वाले लोग रहते हैं, और कभी-कभी हमेशा तो नहीं, बट इस बात की पॉसिबिलिटी होती है, देयर इज पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ दिस दैट these procession may lead to a conflict. So, whenever any religious procession is to be taken out, then the government becomes responsible for making peace, for maintaining peace during the religious procession. And in this regard, the most important role is played by the police. Okay, so we can underline this. that religious processions and celebration can sometimes lead to conflict. Okay, so in this, the role of the police is very much important, uh, because uh, police talks to different representative of concerned communities and try and arrive at a solution. Because if their conflict arise, then the people tries to pacify the situation. It tries to meet the different representatives of communities, and then it talks with them and tries to solve the problem. At times, there is fear that violence may erupt, with people throwing stones or trying to disrupt the procession. Okay, ऐसा भी होता है. Many times it happens that people who are belonging to different religion starts throwing stones. Okay, or they try to, in this way they try to disrupt the procession. In this way they try to disturb the procession. Okay, so in this situation the police is responsible for ensuring that violence should not take place during the religious procession. So this is the responsibility of the police. Okay. So in this way we can see that because of religious diversity, there may be conflict, but and this conflict may turn violent also. But this is the responsibility of the government, and especially in this case, this is the responsibility of the police to maintain peace, to um, mm, maintain law and order. Okay, so there is another reason also for conflict. So, for example, rivers also can become a source of conflict between states, because rivers are very, they have a very long route. Rivers starts from one state and then it flows into different state, and then it uh, uh, ends into a any of the sea. So in this way, rivers also become a source of conflict between states. In the previous example, we have seen that the conflict was between peoples of different religious groups. Okay, so this conflict was between people of different religious groups, and now we are talking about the conflict which may arise between states. Okay, so a river may begin in one state, flow through another, and end in a third. Okay, so it can start in a one state, then it can flow in another, and then end in another third one. So the sharing of river water between different states that the river goes through is becoming an issue of conflict. There is conflict for the sharing of the river water between different states. And the most important example in this regard is the Kaveri water dispute. Kaveri is a river, and there is a lot of dispute regarding the water sharing of Kaveri river between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So, in this, whenever a river is flowing, started to flow from one state and it is going in another state, then what happens that the state which is in the upper side, the state in which the river is starting, Okay, that is called uh, upstream. So the state where the river is starting an is in an advantageous position because it can use the river water in any way. It can construct a dam also. It can pollute the water. So when the river reaches the second state, it becomes um, a major problem for the second state because if the state has constructed a dam, then what will happen that the water will not the volume of water will decrease in the state which is positioned at the lower 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 position. ठीक है तो in this condition it all if the one state is polluting the water, then another state is also uh, getting problems because of this pollution. So the same thing happened with the Kaveri water uh, distribution between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. The water of Kaveri river, the water stored in Krishna Raja Sagar Dam in Karnataka. Okay, there is a dam constructed on this Kaveri river, and the name of the uh, dam is Krishna Raja Sagar Dam. Okay, this dam is in Karnataka, and by making the dam, what happens is that the water is used for irrigating a number of districts. इरिगेशन में काम आता है ये जो डैम बना के पानी को क्या किया जाता है पानी को रोक दिया जाता है एंड दिस वाटर इज यूज्ड फॉर irrigation. Okay, and then this water is also used for meeting the needs of the city of Bengaluru. So, what happens? The water stored in Metru Dam in Tamil Nadu is used for crops grown in the delta region of that state. So, what we see that because of this Krishna Raja Sagar Dam, what happens that the water has been stopped. A large volume of water has been stopped at this dam, and this water is used for irrigation, and it is also being used for meeting the needs of the city of Bengaluru. So what happens that the flow of river, the volume of water in the river in Tamil Nadu decreases. Tamil Nadu has also constructed Mettur Dam on this river, and the water which is stored through this Mettur Dam is used for crops grown in the delta region of that state. So Tamil Nadu has also constructed dam, and the water is also used for irrigation. Still, there is conflict. A conflict arises because both dams are on the same river. So these are the two dams. Krishna Raja Sagar Dam, it is in Karnataka, and Mettur Dam, it is in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so both the dams are on the same river. The downstream dam in Tamil Nadu can only be filled up if water is released from the upstream one located in Karnataka. Um, you remember the map of India at present. I'm not able to show you the map, but you can see in the map Karnataka is the location of Karnataka is up if we compare it with Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is located in the uh, बिल्कुल जो इंडिया का जो टिप है नीचे का यहाँ पे हमारे तमिलनाडु है. ओके, तमिलनाडु इज दिस साइड और ये ऊपर में हमारा कर्नाटका है. ठीक है, तो ये क्या है तमिलनाडु जो है वो किस में पड़ रहा है, इट इज इन डाउन स्ट्रीम. ठीक है, or Karnataka is in upstream. Ab, just wait a moment. This is Tamil Nadu and कर्नाटका इज दिस साइड. तो क्या हो रहा है कि कर्नाटका इज इन अपस्ट्रीम क्योंकि द रिवर इज कमिंग फ्रॉम कर्नाटका एंड इट इज गोइंग फ्रॉम कर्नाटका टू तमिलनाडु. तो कर्नाटका में पानी को रोक लिया जा रहा है कृष्णा राजा सागर डैम में. एंड देन व्हाट हैपन दैट द वॉल्यूम ऑफ वाटर इज डिक्रीज्ड, है ना. तमिलनाडु में जो वाटर पहुंच रहा है वो बहुत कम है. और तमिलनाडु में जो डैम बनाई गई है मेट्रो डैम, उस डैम में वाटर अवेलेबल तभी होगा जबकि कर्नाटका पानी छोड़ेगी. और कर्नाटका जो है वो पानी कम से कम छोड़ती है. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पानी इज मोर एंड मोर वाटर इज बीइंग यूज्ड बाय कर्नाटका. ओके, सो दिस इज द मेन रीजन ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बिटवीन कर्नाटका एंड तमिलनाडु. ओके, तो देखो लोकेशन जो है, एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन आई एम नॉट टेलिंग यू, आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू एन आइडिया. कर्नाटका इज in the upper position. It is in upstream and it is in downstream. Okay, so downstream dam in Tamil Nadu, that is Metru Dam, can only be filled up if water is released from the upstream one located in Karnataka. जब कर्नाटका पानी छोड़ेगी then only तमिलनाडु में पानी आएगी. Otherwise, the volume of water will be very less. Okay, so both states can't get as much water as they need for people in their state. Both the state want more and more water because water is very important for us. It is used for the irrigation also. It is used for personal uses. So many personal uses are there. So both the state want uh, more share of the river water, but they are not able to get the required volume of water. And because of this, there is conflict between the states. The central government has to step in and see that a fair distribution is worked out for both the states. So, in order to solve this conflict, what happened? The central government has to interfere in the matter, and it tried that there should be distribution of water in such a way that both the states will become satisfied. So, this is a type of an example of conflict between two different states. So, today our discussion is over, and now we will meet tomorrow.